How's it going, guys? Today we're going to be talking about Holy Priest in Shadowlands, which is one of the healers that I am most excited for. I think, unfortunately, Holy Priest looks so good that it's going to be super fodder, and it's going to make playing it a little bit like awkward because everyone's going to be like, "Oh, you're a Holy Priest, right?" You know, and they're going to kind of hate you for it. But so Holy Priests look really powerful in Shadowlands, and I'm really excited to go over these changes with you. So let's go ahead and jump in here. We're going to go ahead and get started by saying that Holy Priest is going to be playing Venthyr, in my opinion. I could be wrong about this, but in my opinion, I think Venthyr definitely looks to be the strongest. You get two abilities. You get a class ability, and you get a Covenant ability. If you watch the Shaman overview, you would know that the Covenant ability is, Door of Shadows. Teleports you to where you want. I think Priests have always struggled with mobility, so I think Door of Shadows is definitely really good synergy with Priest. And then you also get one of the coolest designed abilities I've ever seen, called Mind Games. So Mind Games, number one, does a ton of damage. Potentially going to get nerfed with how much damage it does. Assault an enemy's mind, dealing 3,700 damage, and briefly reversing their perception of reality. For 5 seconds, the next 4,500 damage they deal will heal the target, and the next 4,500 healing they deal will damage the target. Super cool ability in my opinion. From what I understand, it is dispellable. If you're playing something like Rogue Mage Priest or something, dispelling something like this, it could be super punishing because then you can't dispel polymorphs. As a priest, if you fear someone, they dispel the fear, you can throw up a Mind Games. But basically, it kind of screws with your targets. So if they're trying to hurt you, they'll heal you, and if they're trying to heal, they'll hurt. So honestly, this, in my opinion, this seems just really crazy if you're training a healer, because you throw it on the healer, and it's like, man, I really got to heal myself. But if I heal myself, I'm going to die. That's unfortunate. 4,500 is also a pretty strong number. I think some of the strongest heals I've seen are around, 2,500, 3K, things like that, like Swiftmen. So really powerful ability. Both of these are on the Shadow Tree. If you get interrupted, you can immediately start casting your holy spells, which you have quite a bit of because you're a Holy Priest. So the first thing I want to get into here is class changes. Holy Priest looks like by far the most well-rounded healer you could have ever asked for. If you like Disc Priest, it's basically Disc Priest without penance. The only thing that this spec is missing is penance. So let's just go ahead and talk about every single thing that they've gained, because it's really exciting. So you got Power Infusion in Shadowlands. Infuse the target with for 20 seconds, increasing haste by 25%. Hello Bloodlust in Arena once again. If you're playing Rogue Mage, you throw this on your Mage. The other team is probably not going to have a good time. You could also use it on yourself, pump out a lot of damage, because Holy Priest actually does do that quite a bit. So Power Infusion is a warm welcome to Holy Priest Toolkit. Power Word Shield, it's back for Holy Priest. You didn't have it for the last couple expansions. This is something that, in my opinion, is iconic to Priest, and to have it as Holy is just really, really great. I'm super excited about it. Shadow Word Death and Shadow Word Pain have made a comeback. Shadow Word Death is 30-second cooldown. You can still use it in the way that you used to be able to avoid CC, as well as do a ton of damage. You can see that it does 1,600 damage, increased by 175% to targets below 20% health, so almost 3 times the amount of that. Shadow Word Death's going to do a ton of damage. Shadow Word Pain's making a comeback. You still have Smite for dealing damage. You also have Holy Fire, but it's back on a cast time, but it does quite a bit. So the damage kit for Holy Priest is actually pretty strong. I'm not going to lie. You also got Instant Cast Prayer Mending back. It's no longer a PvP talent. Prayer Mending is now just instant cast every single time you press it. That is super, super exciting. Circle Healing, I think, is now baseline. It wasn't baseline before, so you've gained so much healing in your toolkit already. You've gained so many damaging spells. You just have so many more abilities that you had in previous expansions, just baseline. This is without Covenants. This is without PvP talents, without anything. And I think this is one of the reasons why Holy Priests are going to be so powerful. Just glancing over to see if I missed anything. I don't think I did. So just right off the bat, you gain a lot for a Holy Priest. Now let's go ahead and talk about the PvP talents. One of my favorite things to ever be added is Thought Steal. Thought Steal is an unbelievably strong ability. And what this does is it takes spells from your opponents. This is a preset spell for every single class and every single spec. But for example, if you thought steal a mage, you steal his polymorph. Of all specs of mage, you steal his polymorph. For 20 seconds, that mage cannot use polymorph, but you can. So you are now a holy priest with polymorph. And guess what happens if they kick your polymorph? That's an arcane tree. You can start casting your heals. You can start casting your mind controls. Even if you don't use the polymorph a single time, the enemy can't use it. So if your team is getting spam polymorphed, or you feel like you're in a situation where you're going to get crowd control, boom, Thought Steal. No cast time, Thought Steal on the mage, no polymorphs for 20 seconds. Unbelievable spell. Probably one of the coolest things that has ever been introduced to the game. And I'm super excited to play with it. Is it going to get nerfed? Possibly. Maybe it's going to be a cast time. Maybe it's going to be less duration. Maybe it's going to be longer cooldown. Definitely possible it could be nerfed because I think it's really powerful. If you fight against warlocks, you steal their fear. If you fight against resto druids, you steal their rejuve. Imagine being a resto druid and not being able to press rejuve for 20 seconds. Yeah, that's just toxic. Greater heal is going to be kind of irrelevant, but yeah, holy priests still have they have a ton of spells in their toolkit. So let's just take a look at this, for example. You're a holy priest. Someone's trying to crowd control you. You have greater fade. You can't be CC'd. You have holy ward. You can't be CC'd. You have shadow word death. You can break your own crowd control. CCing a holy priest might be more difficult than playing endgame BFA, because it might be impossible. This might be a little bit overkill if you have holy ward, greater fade, and shadow word death. I will say, though, that I think that the priest talent trees are all really good, and you might not be able to play this at all times. So, for example, Holy Word has Holy Word Serenity has 2 charges. It's your biggest heal. You might want that. That heals for literally 7,000. Holy, that's unbelievable. Ray of Hope. You're probably not going to have room to play this, but it's still obviously really good. This is something that's really interesting. So if you guys like Rain from Above on Demon Hunter, this is Rain from Above on Holy Priest. Holy Priests are definitely susceptible to getting trained. You go and pop Divine Ascension, you fly up in the air, and you float down slowly, and you could cast Holy Spells. You can cast Holy Spells. So you can get yourself away from melee if you feel like you're going to get kind of crushed. And then Holy Word Concentration, you put on the ground, and you can't be interrupted. Cardinal Mending. Prayer Mending now heals the target for 10% of their health, ignoring any healing reduction. Hey, Wound Poison. Hey, Mortal Strike. Hey, Dampening. So that is absolutely god tier. How much does this heal for? Wow. This is just ridiculous. I think this is a must take in almost every single situation. So, just for example, right now, it heals for 610. 10% of your health would be healing for 2,000 per bounce. 2,000 per bounce. I think Cardinal Mending is by far the best. By far the best. I think you need to play that every single time. So, I don't think you play Thought Steal every single game. You probably want to play this versus mages, Resto Druids, stuff like that. But there's just so many good talents. There's so many good talents for Disc Priest that, or excuse me, for Holy Priest that are going to make it just unbelievable. This is just the best PvP talent tree I've ever seen. And I'm super excited for it. This is why I said that Holy Priests are going to be really fodder. You're getting so many abilities back. Your PvP talents are just insane. Let's go and take a look at Soulbinds and Conduits right now as well. So I have a little bit of extra stuff here because this is also set up for Discipline as well. But if you saw the Shaman video, it's the same thing. Your Door of Shadows is going to crowd control people. And honestly, from what I understand, the Door of Shadows crowd control is actually on the same cooldown as Fear. So it might not be that good to actually take. It might not be that good to actually take this. But you might want the Potency Conduit anyway. I'm saying basically the 40% movement speed could be better, but then you get an Endurance Conduit, which is not quite as good as the Potency Conduit regardless. Duration of incoming interrupts are reduced by 25%. Still seems pretty good. You have 2 trees, so maybe not as important. But I don't think the Soulbinds are the reason why you go Venthyr. I think Mind Games and Door of Shadows is the reason why you go Venthyr for Priest. I think the mobility for Door of Shadows is really good. I think Mind Games is great. So let's just go and talk about the Holy Potency Conduits. I don't really think that they're that exciting. Casting a Holy Word spell increases the healing of your next flash heal or heal by 10%. You don't really cast Holy Word spells that often, but it's decent. Prayer Mending's first target is healed by an additional 20%. I'm not 100% sure if Focus Mending is going to work with the PvP talent, because it heals them for 10% of your health. I don't think it's going to be 20% more on top of that 10%, if that makes sense. So I don't think this is going to work with the PvP talent, which means you might not even want Focus Mending ever, because I think that PvP talent is so important. It's just free healing all the time, which means maybe you could go fancy footwork and then go for an Endurance Conduit. So the spells that reduce cooldowns of your Holy Words, reduce them by 5% more. I mean, eventually it could be good if you upgrade it a little bit. And yeah, basically, I don't think these things are that, you know, crazy. You also get a Finesse Conduit, which is oh, this is really good. This Finesse Conduit's really good in my opinion. Dispel Magic, Purify, and Mass Dispel cost 20% less mana. This is something for priests. I think priests have always had mana problems. So 20% reduction on even, like, Mass Dispel is really expensive. 20% off this, that's 800 mana reduced. Quick mass, baby. And it's going to get stronger once you upgrade it. So really powerful right there. Being able to spam Purge even less, obviously really, really good. So yeah, I mean, Holy Priest is just looking unbelievably strong in Shadowlands. I'm super excited to play it. You know, so many people ask me the question, why Holy Priest? Why Holy Priest? Why Holy Priest? Well, now I finally have a video out here where you can check it whenever you want to showcase like why they're going to be so powerful. I haven't gotten a chance to talk about the Legendaries yet, and I'll do that right now. I don't really think that the Holy Legendaries are that great, but I'll let you guys be the judge of them. So each time you cast Flash Heal, Heal has its casting time reduced by 0.1 seconds and healing increased by 3%, stacking up to 5 times. So let's go and take a look at this. I think this one's probably one of the better ones. It's just going to give you free throughput. I think this one's probably going to be the best one. I just want to know if this goes away. It actually doesn't go away. Wow, that's really good. Okay, this is actually pretty solid. So free throughput on Holy Priest. Every time you cast a Flash Heal, reduces the cast time of your healing. It stacks up. Flash concentration. Really powerful, actually. It doesn't go away either. I thought it went away. So this is actually a lot more powerful than I thought. Also, with Surge of Light, that's really good. You could stack those up pretty quickly. So I think this Legendary is probably going to be the best one, depending on how often you have to flash. If you don't have to flash that often, there's a possibility that this is stronger. Every 15 seconds that you do not cast Flash Heal, the healing of your next Flash Heal is increased by 50%, stacks up to 4 times. So this could be 200% stronger, so 3 times what it actually would be if you're not casting Flash Heal very often. I'm not really sure. Maybe you'd want to heal more often, and then when you get a super strong Flash Heal, you go and pump that out. Maybe you don't need to cast Flash Heal that often, just based on the fact that you have Renew, you have Palm, you have Power Word Shield. Maybe people can stay alive with damn near just instant cast the entire time, and then when you need to, you can just go and pop out a super empowered Flash Heal, which I don't really think is going to be the case at all. So yeah, I mean, this just seems too slow. So I think personally that this one, the Flash Concentration, is going to be much more powerful. It's literally just free healing throughput. And just so you guys are aware, and I know that numbers are not final, but Holy Priest obviously had a huge problem in Battle for Azeroth, where if you were trying to play them in PvP, the only heal that actually did healing was Greater Heal. That is not the case here in Shadowlands. That is not the case here in Shadowlands at all. Renew heals for 10% of your health right now. Prayer Mending is going to, with the PvP talent, 10% of your health per bounce. That's 50% healing of someone's HP. Obviously, you know, it's all over the place every single time you press Prayer Mending. Greater Heal looks to be about 15%. Flash Heal is 10%. Like, your healing is going to be really powerful on Holy Priest. So Holy Priest is looking really, really strong. And I would definitely recommend playing it. I would say, from what I've seen, for some of the other videos, you might say, you know, what's the next option if you don't want to be Venthyr? I don't really think there is another good option. You could take a look for yourself. But, yeah, that is Holy Priest in a nutshell for Shadowlands. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you guys are as excited about Holy Priest as I am. Thank you very much for watching.
That's what they call me. I promise that you never be lonely.